Okay, so this is just a walkthrough. So this is just going to be looking at first as a customer how they'd approach the website, what they'd do, and then I'm going to look at it from a host for the forms. So the customer would just search up the website, go onto the website, and then they can just see the welcome. They'd go choose whichever one they'd like to do. They can either instantly put this in, input their data, and book onto the simulator, or they can check the availability. So they can check for any date. They can see for each one how many slots are remaining for that day. So say they want to go on the 28th on the Formula One, there's 180 slots, there's no one booked in for that day. So they know it's going to be nice and empty when they do go, and they're not going to be overcrowded. So then they can also check that, and then it's shown in the other one that it will show the right amount of slots are left. And then they're just going to go, okay, my name is Mitchell and test. Be nice and boring. And then they can go add in their username. So they're just going to put this, and then they go, I'd quite like to do virtual reality, for example. And then they'd like to do it on the, let's say the 28th, on 1:15. So they can choose whichever time they'd like, which suits them best. And then if it's right, they'll just submit that. They'll go, thanks for booking with us. Your slot is at 1:15 on that date. And then later on, they can just come back to the website, go, I think I did book, don't know when it is. So they just click that link here, input their username. As you can see, it's already just going to be infilled here. Submit that, then they can see it's on the VR on this date at 1:15. Okay, and so for the form, the host will just run this in the morning, and then they can go, okay, so today is the 21st, input that, and then they get to see there's currently no data in there. So say it was the 20th, they'd input the data, and then they go, okay, these are going to be the people that are going to be coming into the simulator zone today. So they can go, okay, for the F1, we're going to have Emerson Montoya coming in first. So they're going to be prepared for him. Just be like, okay, you Emerson, yeah, we'll get you set up, okay? And then that's just going to be how they can like deal with all the customers that come through their doors. And then if they're not, or they want to change anything about their data, or they want to change when they're going on, the host will be able to log in onto the second form, and then they can go for, say, on the 28th we have Mitchell test, the one we put in for the on the website. They came in a bit early. They came in at 12:30 instead, and they were like, "Is there space?" And you can just easily check here and update their time with a new one. They can update that, and then you just go, "Okay, now on the 28th, Mitchell test is now in at 12:30." So if it was already booked, it would say they wouldn't be able to. So then you could try other times, or you could have a look through the database and then be like, okay, this time is going to be okay. It's just an easy check. If they just only want to go with one other time, it would just be quite fast to just input that. So then they can just do that. Then they just have a look throughout the day. Anyone wants to change anything, or they want to add new employees, or someone goes, I don't want to do this anymore. You could just go for the same date. And suddenly he doesn't want to do it anymore. You can just delete it, and all of his data has been deleted. And then if the host, they come in and then they go, okay, we've got a new host for training today, then all they need to do is just input the names. I think I'm already in this actually, so I need to. He's actually been promoted, and then his username is just going to be Lester, and then we have a password. Let's just put test. So then you can just add a new host. New host has been added, and then they can be able to log into the system. Also, anything seems to go wrong, they can just go test the connection, check if that's going to be the problem or if anything else is. They can go back onto the first form, keep having a look around. As you see, that gets wiped, and then they can just keep having a look at all the different time people are booked in for. Most people have been inputted for this date here. And then at the end of the day, they can just go back onto the edit form, as only the host should be able to do this, and then click this end of day button. But say they do want to test connection, absolutely misclick. You've got this, just a confirmation of their phone to shut down, and then right at the end, click this end of day button, and it will say how many of each simulator has been and how much income it goes, and then it will end the program.